started, drawing like most people, like out the womb. I think kids are really drawn to art and artistic expression. But I think my first big clue was when I was 13. I drew my very first self-portrait. And at the time, I thought that was all that in a bag of chips, the best thing since sliced bread, any idiom you could think of. Now that I look back on it, it wasn't that great, but it gave me the confidence to continue pursuing art. And luckily for me, there was an opportunity. I think having the opportunity is what really helped me to really stick to it. And in Cincinnati, we had an apprenticeship called Artworks, and that's how I got my first muraling gig at 15. It's the day in the life of Sailor Park. It's located in Sailor Park, Cincinnati, Ohio, and it was an amazing experience, and I was very blessed to have that opportunity. Oh, absolutely. I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be a professional wrestler, basketball player. When I first got into college, my major was political science, believe it or not, and I changed my major like 3 times. And art just always pulled me back, And now this is where I am, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, at the time that this grant came about, I was already in the midst of working on this project, and we had a lot of protests, as you may know, here in the city of Portland. And for me, I think a lot about how the struggles that I have, I've inherited. The fights that I'm fighting, I've inherited. And I have a nephew that I care for, and I'm just thinking about how all these things will impact him. And if anyone has kids or kids in their lives and they see what's going on in the world and realize how it will affect their progeny, maybe we would address these issues a little differently. And so at that moment, I just poured that thought out on canvas, and it manifested into the work that's behind me. Absolutely. So coming here, back in my city of Cincinnati, I've been a part of a lot of mural programs, and I was wondering how can I infiltrate, the community of public art. And I was very thankful to the Portland Street Art Alliance. They put out a call for another project that I did not get the opportunity for, but they had me, I guess, in the list of reserves, or they've had my name due to prior other applications, and I guess they kept me in mind for the Ladies Up mural project. And then they contacted me and said, hey, we have an opportunity for you if you're willing to take it. And I was. It was beautiful to work beside other amazing young women, and that start really catapulted my infiltration into the public arts scene here. So I was very grateful to that opportunity. Okay, yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely tell you about that, because in my city of Cincinnati, at the time that I was there, we are a minority majority. Majority of the people in the city of Cincinnati are non-white. And so to come here and that not be the atmosphere or the surroundings, it was definitely a culture shock. There's I guess, some benefits and some, and just some stark contrasts to being here. I think in the city of Cincinnati, it's just nice to have that representation. It's nice to, just feel, at home. You don't feel you don't feel different at all. But what I will say about being here in Portland, you don't tend to get lulled to sleep by seeing a lot of people like you. The mission is at hand. You kind of feel more of a fire to your backside to get out and do something, because, the evidence of systematic racism, the evidence of oppression is a little more in your face here than it would be in a city where there's many people that look like you. Although the proof is in the pudding there too, as if we look to our politics and whatnot. But that's one thing that inspires me here, is it keeps me on my grind. My favorite place, I think the nature here in Oregon is unmatched. So when it's warm, because I'm very much seasonally depressed, like I get cold weather adverse, but when it's warm, I like to go to Multnomah Falls. I like to go on walks. I usually just stay in my neck of the woods. I live in the Overlook area. I enjoy going to the parks out there. There's so many parks. I wish I could name them all. But I guess the place that I go mostly is not Overlook, sorry, but Multnomah Falls is one place that I really enjoy going. Oh, yes. Oh, so I'm very inspired. This is something that's very new and I'm still working on, but I was very inspired by the program that I had in Cincinnati. It gave me the opportunity to start muraling at a young age. So none of it is written in stone yet. I know that it's going to happen. I was just finding the partners, but I want to bring a program like that's like-minded here, where we can employ youth for a summer internship to make art, and they be mentored by public artists, and we, transform the city. That's what I want to do. The main way to connect with me is on my Instagram. It's at her name was Kyra, and if you use her name was Kyra for everything else, you'll find me there. Facebook, of course, Instagram. My website is at her name was Kyra.com. Anything her name was Kyra, you'll find me there.